Hi guys, it's Lami of LabelledByLami. You're welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to be sharing with you how I made this nice fitting straight pant, and I'm also going to be sharing a bit of the process of how I made the test fit in this nice Ankara print. Actually, I was going to make this test fit in a muslin, but I couldn't lay my hands on any, and I had to get this tutorial out of the way. Thankfully, it came out really nice, which means I can rock it anyway. Anyway, if you want to see how I made the pattern for this trouser, keep watching and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up while at it. Also, do not forget to drop your questions, your thoughts, your suggestions and your comments in the comment section. And please support the channel by subscribing to it. Okay, let's not waste more time. Let's get straight into it. So here are the tools I'll be using for this pattern drafting. I have my pattern paper, my long steel ruler, measuring tape, French curve, steel variform curve, and also the fabric I will use to sew the test fit. First, I'm rolling a line in the middle of my paper. Simply find the middle of your paper and draw a straight line all the way down. From the top of my paper, I am rolling about half an inch borderline. From the borderline, I will measure about 2 inches space. Then I will rule an horizontal line that will be my waistline. That is, I ensure that I have at least 2 inches above my waistline. From the waistline, I am measuring my trouser length and it is 40 inches. I will go ahead and mark and also square across. Now from my waistline, I am measuring my crotch depth, which is 9 3/4 of an inch. And I will square that across as well. To get my hip depth measurement, I simply divide the distance between my waistline and my crotch depth line into 3 and then mark and square across. You can measure your hip line on your body alternatively. From my hip line, I am measuring upwards by 1 3/4 inches and then I roll some broken lines on it like so. Then from my waistline, I measure my knee line measurement and square the line across as well. I'm sorry that I'm out of frame right now, but what I am doing is just rolling the side border line. Now that all the necessary measurements and lines have been established, I will start drafting the back pattern of this trouser. First thing to do is to divide my hip measurement by 4 and add 1/4 of an inch to it. That gives me 9 inches plus 1/4. And I am going to impute this measurement on my waistline, hip line, as well as my crotch depth line. And I will join all the points together to form a square, sort of. At this point, I didn't notice that my paper was out of frame. I really apologize for that. But what I am doing is basically dividing the measurement on my crotch depth measurement into 4, 9 inches and 1/4 by 4. And that gave me approximately 2.5 inches. So my crotch extension will be 2.5 inches. This line I'm rolling is just a guideline to achieving a smooth curve around the crotch. I measured 1.5 inch on angle 45 degrees, but before drawing the crotch, I need to plan the waist dart. Remember that my waistline measures same as my hip, so now I'm trying to reduce that to my waist measurement plus 1.5 inch darts. So to plan the dart, I will first move in from the center front by 1.5 inches. And this will be my new center front line, and it is from this point that I will impute my waist measurement plus that. After measuring my waist plus 1.5 inch dart allowance, I have half an inch left on the waistline. That will serve as a dart on the side. Now I will divide the remaining measurement by 2, find the middle and then mark my dart. Next is to draw my crotch curve, making sure that it passes through the broken line to the start of my new center front line. Now I will extend the new center front line upward by 1 inch and then join it to the new side front. Then match the dart legs to the new waistline and I will also shape the side dart. Next is to establish the grain line. I will go in by 1/4 of an inch from the side on the crotch line. Please pay attention to the video so you can understand what I am doing. Now from this point, I will measure the width of my crotch line and divide it by 2. Then I will mark and square the line above and below. On the knee line, I am measuring my knee measurement. It's up to you to use whatever measurement here, depending on your style of trouser. The knee line, I measured from the middle line 4.5 inches on both sides, and I shaped the leg using this point. To complete the leg shaping, I will extend the center line to the hem line, and on both sides, I will measure 4 inches, like so. Okay, we are done with the back. Let's go draft the front pattern. For the front on the crotch line, from the side front, I will mark my hip measurement divided by 4 plus 1/4, just as I did for the back. I will take same measurement on the hip line as well as the waistline, and I will join all points together. On the waistline, from center front, I will measure 1/2 inch towards the side front. This will become my new center front, and from this point I will impute my waist measurement divided by 4 plus 1 inch dart allowance. I will mark this point and it becomes my new side front on the waist. Then I will measure the distance between the new center front and the new side front, and then divide it into 2 to get my darts. Then I will shape the side like so. On the crotch line, I will be adding 2 inches for my crotch extension, and on the intersection I will measure 1 inch on angle 45 degrees, like so. Now, using my French curve, I will go ahead to draw the curve and then join it to the center front. Now that that's done, I will raise my center front line by 1/4 of an inch and then draw a new waistline, like so. Now, on the crotch line, I will create a new side front by measuring 1/4 of an inch towards the crotch, and from this new line, I will rule a curve to my hip line, like so. To get the center of this front pant, I'm simply going to rule a straight line from the middle of the dart all the way to the hem. The camera stopped recording when I shaped the knee line, but this is what I actually did. On my knee line, I am measuring my knee measurement. It's up to you to use whatever measurement here depending on your style of trouser, but I am measuring 4 inches on each side, right? And I shaped the leg using this point. To complete the leg shaping, on the ankle line, I am measuring my ankle width or foot entry measurement. Please take this measurement on yourself. It totally depends on how wide or narrow you want it, but for this tutorial I am using 3.5 inches on each side. Next is to go ahead and draft the band pattern. Here I have drafted my front band and I'm just joining the points together, but I will show you the process with the back band. To draft the band, I folded the dart on the pattern because I don't want an obvious dart on my fabric. Then I used my French curve to trace out the waist on a new sheet of paper, and I measured 1 inch upwards to get a 1 inch band. You will have to add sewing allowance when cutting your band on fabric. And that's it. The trouser pattern is ready. Now I will cut it out on fabric and then take it to the sewing machine to see what it fits like.